Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to Uncivil Law, which will be for a very disappointing edition of FBI Hour. This is episode number 12. Not a lot of analysis to do in this one, unfortunately, but I thought about not covering it all because there's not much analysis to do here, but I figured we need to cut them all, cover it all, even if it was really short. So we get 6 for the price of 1 today, if I count correctly. This is the collective stories of Cindy Fitchett, Michael Curzio, Douglas Sweet, Terry Brown, Bradley Rukstales, and Thomas Gallgher. And there was literally not enough space in the title to mention them all in full, so I did the abbreviation thing. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of complexity to this one, so we'll just pick up the story for these 6 miscreants and how they get involved and what the evidence against them is. So we pick up the story where they pick up. So he says, in the context of the events of the day, this is the FBI talking, of course, as always. In the context of the events of the day, at or about 3 p.m., I responded with other members of the Capitol Police to a disturbance involving several dozen people who were inside the United States Capitol building without lawful authority, under circumstances described above. That would be the things that were happening at the time. I observed the crowd moving together in a disorderly fashion, and I observed that members of the crowd engage in conduct such as making loud noises and kicking chairs, throwing unknown liquid substances at officer, which again could be battery, so that's fun, as a potential elevation sometime, and spraying unknown substance at officer, again battery. In a loud and clear voice, Capitol Police officers ordered the crowd to leave the building. The crowd did not comply, and instead responded by shouting and cursing at the Capitol Police officers. I observed that the crowd, which at the time was located on the upper level of the United States Capitol Visitor Center near the door to the House atrium, including the 6 individuals who were later identified to be Cindy Fitchett, Michael Curzio, Douglas Sweet, Terry Brown, Bradley Rukstales, and Thomas Gallgher. The 6 individuals were positioned towards the front of the crowd, close to the Capitol Police officers who were responding and to the police and to the officer who issued the order to leave. The 6 individuals, like others in the crowd, willfully refused to order to leave. These 6 individuals, Cindy Fitchett, Michael Curzio, Douglas Sweet, Terry Brown, Bradley Rukstales, and Thomas Gallgher, were removed from the crowd, placed in handcuffed, and arrested. Subsequently, Cindy Fitchett, Michael Curzio, Douglas Sweet, Terry Brown, Bradley Rukstales, and Thomas Gallgher were all issued citations to appear in the district court. And I apologize, actually, when I said this was issued by the FBI. This one was actually issued by the Capitol Police. So I guess technically it's not FBI T hour, it's Capitol Police T hour, but whatever. So yeah, it's a pretty brief story. These 6 were arrested on the scene. So that kind of eliminates that issue of who these people are. It's the 6 people that I literally arrested. Those guys. What was the evidence? Well, I observed them doing these things personally. So, I'm the Capitol Police. I observed it. I observed them being given instructions, and they refused to leave. We arrested them all. It's a very short legal T story. Sorry there's not more to be involved in that one. And we have charged them with trespassing and disorderly conduct, as always, the standard charges that we have for this. And of course, more could happen because we saw them spraying liquids, unknown substances onto the officers, which could be battery, which could be a whole bunch of things depending on context. So again, depending on what evidence we can collect from video or otherwise, these charges could be elevated, but we know it's them because we literally caught them red-handed in the act and we arrested them on the site. So not a whole lot of legal analysis in that one. So I'm afraid that's the end of the FBI T hour. If you enjoyed this story despite its shortness, please remember to give it a like. Remember to subscribe and become a member of the channel. Until later, my friends, cheers and goodbye.